Hey, gem hunter! Did you know that a simple fungus can hide rare diamonds in the soil, and most people don't even notice it? It might sound like a science fiction story, but it's a real scientific fact that very few people know about. And the best part? You could be walking right over a gold, or even better, diamond, hotspot without even realizing it. Instead of relying on excavators and expensive technology, there's something much simpler and more accessible, right in nature, waiting to be discovered. Some fungi, by feeding on minerals in the soil, accumulate traces of precious stones around them, creating a natural map to hidden riches. But how can something so common be the key to finding valuable treasures? In this video, we're going to reveal how these tiny organisms can change your perspective on what's beneath your feet. If you're ready to see the world in a whole, new way and understand what many overlook, stick with me. Nature's secret might be closer than you think. Since ancient times, cultures around the world have always known that nature hides something deeper, something beyond the surface of what our eyes can see. If you look closely, the land, the trees, the rivers, even fungi reveal a map of riches that has long been within our reach. But this knowledge was lost over the years as technology and machines began to be seen as the only way to explore natural resources. However, what many don't know is that true wealth might lie in the simplest and most natural things right in front of us, just waiting to be noticed by those who still know how to look with curiosity and respect. A fungus, for example, which at first might seem like just a small and insignificant form of life, holds within it a deep connection to what lies beneath the earth. As it grows and feeds on minerals in the soil, it becomes a link between the visible and the invisible, showing us that there's much more to be discovered in the depths of nature. The key to this revelation lies in our ability to look beyond the obvious. While most people focus on complex technologies and quick solutions that the modern world offers, nature provides clues in a much subtler way. The fungus, for instance, doesn't just grow in ordinary soil, but in soils rich with precious minerals like diamonds. And unintentionally, it ends up accumulating these minerals around it. This shows how nature, with its immense wisdom, guides us to what we seek, but in a way that requires patience, attention, and a shift in perspective. The discovery of fungi as natural indicators of wealth teaches us that there's so much more around us than we realize. We just need to learn to listen and observe what nature is already telling us. If you're curious to discover the secrets I'll reveal throughout this video and how they can transform the way you see the world, like the video and subscribe to the channel now. Recent scientific research has uncovered a fascinating fact. Certain types of fungi, by feeding on the minerals in the soil, accumulate traces of precious stones around them. In some regions, especially those rich in minerals like diamonds, these fungi seem to act as a kind of natural treasure detector. What's most impressive about this discovery is how subtly nature, in an indirect and often invisible way, offers us clues about what's hidden beneath the surface. Although these fungi may seem like simple organisms, they have the ability to accumulate traces of rare substances that would otherwise be extremely difficult to identify. This suggests that by understanding how these fungi behave, we can map out areas that are geologically rich in precious minerals without needing to resort to invasive or expensive methods. This symbiotic relationship between fungi and soil minerals offers a deep understanding of how nature maintains balance and how we can learn from it to make our own discoveries easier. The principle behind this discovery is simple but powerful. Fungi, by feeding on materials found in the soil, such as rocks and minerals, end up absorbing traces of these materials into their cellular structures. This doesn't mean that the fungus is a miner on its own, but rather that it interacts with the minerals in its environment in a way that results in the accumulation of traces of these rare substances. In areas where the soil is rich in diamonds or other valuable minerals, fungi grow abundantly, creating a visible signal that something more valuable is hidden below. This behavior, often overlooked, eventually caught the attention of scientists and miners who began to see fungi as natural indicators of mineral wealth. Today, biology and geology experts study these interactions to better understand how fungi can help in locating underground resources, creating a new approach to natural resource exploration. Over time, scientists have come to realize that these fungi not only indicate the presence of precious minerals, but can also serve as a tool to explore the soil more deeply without the risks of large, destructive excavations. By observing which types of fungi grow in specific areas and mapping their concentrations, researchers can identify zones with high mineralization. For example, if a fungus grows abundantly in a region, it could be an indication that the soil contains traces of diamonds or other precious metals. Miners can then use this data to guide their excavations more precisely and with less environmental impact, saving resources and time. The key, then, is to study the behavior of these organisms and interpret the signals they offer us. This often overlooked approach is becoming an innovative and sustainable technique for exploring what lies beneath our feet without causing major environmental damage. What's most surprising about this discovery is how it completely changes our perspective on mineral exploration. Instead of relying solely on heavy, expensive mining methods, such as deep excavations and the use of heavy machinery, we now have the chance to explore in a smarter way by observing the natural signs the Earth itself gives us. The presence of specific fungi in certain areas might be the key to locating deposits of diamonds, gold, or other rare minerals. This leads us to an important reflection about what nature can teach us when we decide to look at it more carefully. Furthermore, by realizing how sensitive these fungi are to the composition of the soil and the minerals present, we begin to better understand the vital role these organisms play in ecological balance and soil health. Instead of seeing fungi as something to avoid or ignore, we can now recognize them as allies in the search for riches that were once beyond our reach. This opens up a range of possibilities for more responsible, intelligent, and perhaps even revolutionary exploration. Now tell me in the comments, had you ever heard that fungi could help in the search for diamonds and other treasures? Share your thoughts or questions on this topic. And if you're still curious to discover more secrets nature has to offer, don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come, and you won't want to miss what I'm about to reveal next. Now that you understand the relationship between fungi and precious minerals, it's time to learn how to apply this knowledge practically. The first thing you need to do is learn how to identify the types of fungi that could be indicators of mineral-rich soils. While this might seem like a challenge, it's not as difficult as it seems. Fungi that grow in soils rich in diamonds, for example, have specific characteristics that set them apart from other types of fungi. They often appear in places with a high concentration of minerals and specific elements like calcium, manganese, and iron, which are found in soils that have the potential to host precious stones. Using a magnifying glass to closely examine the morphology of the fungus could be your first step in making a more accurate identification. Additionally, using a notebook or a field app might be essential to record your observations and map out the areas with the highest concentrations of fungi. The next step is to understand the environment around the fungi. The soil itself has a range of characteristics that can indicate the presence of valuable minerals. Every type of fungus has a relationship with the kind of soil it grows in, and knowing these relationships is key. For instance, fungi that grow in more acidic soils could be associated with places rich in precious metals like gold or platinum. On the other hand, fungi that thrive in soils with higher concentrations of calcium and other basic minerals could point to areas with potential for diamonds. By observing these relationships, you can begin to create a natural map of the soil, where fungi become a real compass for finding what's hidden beneath our feet. This makes mineral exploration a more accessible and intelligent task, without the need for invasive or destructive methods. An essential tool in this discovery process is technology. While direct observation is the first step, using technologies like drones and satellite images can help map large areas and identify zones with geological potential. Drones equipped with infrared cameras can be used to analyze the temperature and humidity of the soil, ideal conditions for the growth of indicator fungi. Additionally, data analysis software can cross-reference information about the local geology with the presence of these fungi, offering a more accurate view of areas likely to contain mineral wealth. This combination of natural and technological approaches offers a more efficient and cost-effective way to explore, as it allows for deeper analysis without the need for unnecessary excavations. Using these technologies also ensures you can explore large areas with minimal environmental impact. In addition to observing the type of fungus and the surrounding soil, it's also crucial to understand the behavior and life cycles of these organisms. Seasonal variation, for example, can influence the number and visibility of fungi at certain times of the year. During the rainy season, fungi tend to grow faster, which could make their identification easier and, consequently, help in locating mineral-rich soils. By combining knowledge of the life cycle of fungi with soil condition analysis and the use of technology, you can start to map out promising areas for mining more effectively. This turns the discovery process into a continuous and strategic task, where patience and attention to detail are key. It's not just about identifying the fungi, but also understanding the environment and the dynamics of the location. Once you've identified areas with the highest concentrations of fungi and analyzed the soil conditions, the next step is to act strategically. Instead of resorting to destructive excavations, you can use soil samples to conduct more detailed analyses in specialized laboratories. These tests will allow you to determine the presence of precious minerals with greater accuracy before taking any more invasive actions. By adopting this approach, you not only optimize the mineral exploration process, but you also ensure that natural resources are respected and used sustainably. What makes this technique so fascinating is the possibility of discovering valuable riches without relying on heavy machinery or methods that harm the environment. Now tell me in the comments, had you ever heard that fungi could help in the search for diamonds and other treasures? Share your thoughts or questions about this topic, and if you're still curious to discover more secrets that nature has to offer, don't go anywhere now. The best is yet to come. The discovery of fungi as indicators of precious minerals is just the beginning of a fascinating journey that nature offers us. Beyond fungi, there are other natural signs that can guide us in the search for hidden treasures beneath the earth. In regions of Africa, for example, fungi can be found growing in soils rich in diamonds, and in other parts of the world, such as South America, some fungi are linked to the presence of precious metals like gold and platinum. This kind of discovery expands the possibilities for exploration, suggesting that, instead of relying solely on heavy machinery and drilling, we can begin to pay closer attention to what nature has to offer. The presence of these often overlooked organisms can be a valuable clue in identifying where minerals are concentrated in the soil. By studying the relationship between fungi and the soil, we begin to realize that, with patience and observation, we can learn to read what's hidden in the depths of the earth. In addition to fungi, plants and trees play an important role in this discovery process. Some plants are known to absorb minerals from the soil, such as Oxalis acidocella, a plant known for accumulating platinum in its leaves. This characteristic turns certain species into true natural indicators of mineral wealth. Mosses are also another example of organisms that, by growing in soil rich in specific minerals, can signal the presence of precious metals. As these organisms develop, absorbing and accumulating elements from the soil, their leaves or structures can be analyzed to determine which minerals are present. These natural signs have been studied by scientists around the world, and the knowledge gained from this research has helped explorers and geologists locate areas with large concentrations of mineral resources such as diamonds and other rare metals. But natural signs don't stop there. The behavior of animals, like insects and rodents, can also provide us with clues about the location of precious minerals. Ants, for example, are known to create trails in soils rich in metals like iron. This behavior can be observed and analyzed as a signal that the area in question has a high concentration of minerals. Additionally, some animals, like certain birds, can also point to mineral-rich locations by feeding in specific areas. By studying how these organisms interact with their environment, we can better understand the subtle and complex ways nature reveals its secrets. This doesn't mean abandoning traditional mining techniques, but rather complementing them with a more organic and intelligent approach, respecting ecological balance while enhancing the discovery of resources more effectively and sustainably. Nature offers us clues all the time. We just need to be attentive enough to notice them and use them strategically. How many times have you walked by something simple and not realized the wealth right in front of your eyes? Often, the greatest opportunities and transformations aren't found in grand and flashy things, but in the small, everyday observations that require patience and attention to detail. Nature, in its infinite wisdom, teaches us that true wealth isn't just material, but in the ability to perceive what's hidden beneath the surface. Looking at the world more deeply allows us to discover treasures that were right in front of us, just like fungi, which often reveal the presence of precious minerals beneath our feet. This life philosophy makes us realize that what matters most isn't what we have, but how we look at what's around us. By practicing this mindful and respectful observation, we become more capable of discovering what really matters and making the most of the opportunities life offers us. This reflection leads to a profound emotional transformation, one that goes beyond the simple desire for material wealth. It invites us to realize that often, what we're searching for is hidden in the simplest, most everyday things. Just as fungi can guide us to valuable minerals, life offers us signs and valuable lessons, but we need to be willing to pay attention. Every small experience, every detail we normally overlook, can lead to great discoveries, both external and internal. By applying this philosophy to our daily lives, we begin to see the world in a richer, fuller way, where the true treasure lies. In our ability to perceive what's within our reach and learn from everything around us. And if you want to learn more about how to apply these concepts practically and start exploring the natural treasures around you, don't miss our complete guide. We've developed a resource designed to take you from beginner to advanced, teaching you step by step how to find precious stones. The link is in the description. Take this opportunity to dive deeper into this fascinating world. Now that you know the secrets of nature and how it can guide us in the search for hidden treasures, it's time to turn that knowledge into action. Nature offers us incredible clues, but it's only going to be worth it if you dare to act on what you've learned. It's not enough to just know, you need to start applying it. How about taking the first steps and starting to look at the world with new eyes? Fungi, plants, animals, all of them can be valuable indicators of hidden riches. If you're ready to discover how these signs can lead you to new discoveries and even help you explore the unknown, the time to act is now. Start observing, mapping, recording, and applying what you've learned. The journey starts with the first step, and nature is already showing the way. If you're truly motivated and want to dive even deeper into your knowledge, we've got something special for you. A complete guide, from beginner to advanced, teaching you how to identify natural signs and find precious stones. Don't miss the chance to start your own journey of discovery. The link is in the description. Take advantage of it. And for those who are ready to dig deeper, share your experience in the comments and tell us how you're starting to see the world around you. Oh, and if you like this content, give the video a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos filled with secrets about nature and the world around us. Now that you've discovered that even fungi can hide diamonds and other natural treasures, you're starting to realize that true wealth is much closer than we think, right? Nature, with its subtle signs, offers us valuable clues, but only those who learn to look carefully can see them. What you've learned today is just the beginning of a journey of incredible discoveries, and there's so much more waiting for you. Every new step in understanding nature brings a revelation, and with it, new possibilities open up before you. If you like this content, you can't miss the next video popping up on your screen now. How to find valuable rubies in your backyard. Few people know this. Trust me, what you'll learn in this video could change the way you see your own space and even transform your backyard into a place of valuable discoveries. See you soon, Gem Hunter.